into it. So, last few days of Substance Painter. I just canceled my subscription. Fuck you, Adobe. Get fucked. It's time. It's been time. There we go. It has been time for a while. But now, plug is pulled. And we're actually up against a deadline now. So I do have to finish the character before next Wednesday. Should be more than enough time. But now we have to. And then next week we'll be exploring that new program. Because yes, fuck Adobe. It's time that they suffered. Hello, Jack. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while. I'm so sad I've been away from Resonite for so long. Well, hopefully things have been going well for you. We're working on this guy right now. This is our current commission. Big muscly boy. Oops. It's the second time I've opened this. He's open. And where did we leave off? Went to Virality on VR chat. A bunch of Resonite players went for a little field trip together. Hey, that's awesome. I was impressed. Apparently, they had like a 250 player cap. That's pretty significant. Um, for one of the instances, not the full thing, but I did see Resonite coming out with the package system. Super, super cool. That's very interesting. I think that's going to be a huge game changer. It definitely excites me about making assets for Resonite because it gives me the option to sell them a little bit easier and help people get set up easier. I didn't go there. VR chat was already struggling though on my end. Yeah, people with their unoptimized avatars. Come on. Why is this lagging? All right. Let's focus on the clothing for right now because we got most of the things locked in for the body. But if we have some problems with the clothing, it'd be good to figure out what those issues are right now. Um, I need more RAM. I need more RAM. Like the average performance per user in the session was definitely higher than on Resonite, but I still had a bunch of other lag and stutter issues. Excuse me. Do the high poly first. One particularly bad was my game locking up every time I opened the Steam VR dashboard. Yeah, it's funny because Steam feels like it should be kind of the front line for like VR performance, but pretty consistently it's the laggiest part of my experience in VR. It's a little bit of a bummer. Oh man, bots. Should I take it as a compliment that I get bots? I think I will. Should I take it as a compliment? Never had that on any other VR game. So far, only on VR chat. I think they do something in a weird way. The overlay. Got some messages to send. But it's still cool to jump into a different community for once. The people were very nice, and it's the first ever good experience on VR chat I've ever had. I feel like the Ferality experience is probably like the cream of the crop for VR chat. There are people that are enthusiasts and excited about the future of VR chat and aren't just the average lobby troll. Like a word, like like a lobby troll. I kind of like that term. They're like a little, I don't know, It's like the mold that grows in your bathroom. Average jerk in VR chat experience. The most interesting part to me is seeing how the communities differ between VR chat and Resonate. Very different things are emphasized. That is very true. Um, Definitely in Resonate, it's much more people usually have a personal project where I feel like in VR chat people are very hyped about the community or a specific creator or kind of like a niche. Whereas yeah, a little bit more like a bad fashion kind of perspective in VR chat, I think. And then Resonite gives me like Tinker hobby vibes. And that's not a critique on either of them. I think that's just kind of I think that there's good things about both of those. All right, so now we're in Painter, looking at the clothing. Ooh, why is there so much overlap here? Whoops. Is that overlap or... Yeah, it's definitely overlap. Interesting. Are my UVs bad? Are my UVs bad? What the fudge? One of them has mirror on, and none of these should, so... I don't just think that. Also, the more subtle things. There's the way less funny shit posting on VR chat. Like, I've not seen any memes. I couldn't share any myself as I can't upload pictures. Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting how VR chat, it feels like you enter a space that's very cut off from the internet. But in Resonite, you can fully harness the digital medium around you, which I much prefer. Oops, I also need to adjust the triangulate for all of these. Should be at the very top. I don't really need to do it for these ones, but I will anyway. Also, in VR chat, people seem to switch avatars much more frequently. I couldn't really tie an avatar to the person as they constantly switched, and that even changes the profile picture. Oh, does it? I do suffer in that regard as well because I find that being like a visual person, if someone's constantly changing avatars, I don't get a good feel for them. It doesn't really lock into my memory as like that person. Kind of like there's a lot less set in stone virtual identity there. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, this should be good. We go here. Renoir clothing. Oh, one. And then mode bake. Everything looks good. Use a cage. This cage. And this high poly. Which is a very dense high poly mesh, so we might have some trouble baking. Other worlds were pretty, but felt super disconnected as you couldn't interact with anything. They had these cool ass hover bikes all over the place, but I couldn't ride them. Oh no. Favorite part was the dealer's den because the only part of the convention we could actually interact with something, the avatars, to try out. But it did feel a bit foreign to me. That's interesting. It's like a, I'm built for a different operating system. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't freaking crash. It's thinking about it. And it crashed. Okay. I knew it would. Means I have to close every other program. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the eureka moment of being on Resonite was like, I can interact with everything if I wanted to. That's so cool. Good morning, Arctic. Hello, welcome. Up on a hill. All right, hopefully this doesn't crash. Hey, I did manage to upload a VR chat avatar. Nice. That was not as easy as people have made it sound in the past. It is not easy. It is super unintuitive. Resonite is unusual in the sense that, sorry, I'm probably lagging, that you do it all in VR. But once you appreciate that tactile quality, it feels intuitive. Whereas with Unity, and you can always have people help you right then and there directly. But in Unity, you're off on your solo adventure, crying and sobbing into your keyboard as you struggle with Unity. That is a little distended right there. I'm gonna have to edit that. And on the bottom tier, it just looks a little pointy. Sharp. Ooh, that looks good though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very good. And that's not right. We don't want that. So it looks like there's a little bit of cage issues. We are also getting this in the middle, but sometimes that only shows up in Painter. Oop, that guy's destroyed. It's funny, he should be fine. I can see it right here. What would break it like that? My glasses look good. Nice. Well, in Resonite, it's much easier now if you have a pre-made avatar. 100%. 100%. Like, I don't think people in it sound like people when they look at Resonite like, oh, now they have what Unity or what VRChat has. You can use a Unity package. Like, no, it's way better than that. It's actually even better than that. It's like, imagine if you didn't have Unity. You have the Unity package, and you just need VRChat, and you drop it in there. It's so much better. Like there should be like one of those time lapse comparisons of like, oh, I have a Unity package. I'm going to upload it to VRChat versus I have a Unity package. I'm going to upload it to Resonite. And it'd be like Resonite, drag, drop, done. VRChat, drag, drop, get into Unity, install VRC Fury. You can drop a Unity package into Resonite, or did I hear wrong? Basically, Resonite has their own version of a Unity package now. And it is as simple as drag and dropping it into just Resonite directly. So you can package out an avatar and package it back in, which is very cool because that'll open up the asset market for Resonite. Also, in my case, I had a custom texture for an older version of the avatar I was using. They were in a different UV map, so I figured out how to bake it from one UV map to another. Nice. Baking in Blender can be a little weird, but good job. I mean, more power to you. But Blender really needs to improve their baking workflow. Agreed. Technically, you can make your own now with geometry nodes. But yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. But yeah, if you should check it out, Arctic. It's super interesting to see the I guess like the differences between the programs. But now it feels like there's a lot more similarities in the sense of it's like standard, a little more standardized, you know, being able to do these Unity packages from one to another. It's good though. It's really good. Good to see, and makes me excited about the future for Resonite. Do you just curious, Jack, since you're here, do you know if Resonite has a timeline for a store of any kind? I actually have a cursed idea now. I may be able to just make a mesh to force the old UV map flat onto the new UV layout and then take a picture of it in Resonite with the camera. That could work. That could work. So I can make a tool to auto convert the old textures for others. That's pretty smart, honestly. I bet you could sell that. You could sell that on Gumroad as a Resonite package. I'd probably use it, honestly. Yeah, if you start coming out with tools like that, Jack, just know that I'll probably be the first customer at your door. If I can move a lot of my workflow from Blender into Resonite, I would do it. I would do it. Timeline, no. A workshop is planned, but has many requirements. First, better permissions and licensing is one of them. Gotcha. Well, for now, just having packages should create a third-party market, which is good. Good morning, Sky. Hello. Welcome. Oh, no, I already read that. I'm exporting into Substance, clothing. V2, this is the cage we're exporting. And then this is the low poly. And we're going to rebake after I close Blender again so it doesn't crash. This will be very specific for the avatar I'm using for now, just to make it easier for Close to transfer their old textures over. Gotcha. Oops. Save. All right. Fingers crossed for the bake. Boom. But hello, Sky. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. tomorrow's first day of class. I'm teaching a class, Jack, for making VR chat avatars. Should do one for Resonite too. One thing to consider for avatar creators, though, importing a Resonite package can trigger custom code on the imported project. So you can make a sort of setup wizard. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, that's good because that way you could make a setup system for permissions, which is super smart. So like you could have like a default template, and then whatever user drags it in and sets up that avatar, you could lock that version to them. That's really good. That's super good. Oh yeah, coffee. I mean, I was thinking of putting even just my little like modular snapping tool. I might put that on Gumroad for like $1 or $2. Downloaded Instamat yesterday. Oh, what do you think? I just canceled all my Adobe subscriptions, so I'll be switching over to that next week. This gap right here, that does not look like the texture. That might be the geometry. Boom, boom. No permissions are automatically added by a Resonite package. If you have simple avatar protection on the object, when you export it, it will be reapplied for the importing user on import. That's okay. Well, that's perfect. That's kind of exactly what I was thinking. Or that's what I would want to happen. So that's good to hear. Pop your avatar base, you can pop on a custom wizard, let people drop in custom textures they have, or just blend shapes. Then when they click done, you bake the mesh. Break the mesh. All right, this is still busted too. Oh, I can feel the caffeine. I can feel it. I can feel it now, Mr. Krabs. All right, what's going on with this little button up here? Oh, it doesn't have any sort of displace. That would do it. That would do it. Anything else? I think that's the final thing that needs to be tweaked. Oh no, let's fix this right here. Oh, those are the leggings. I want this one, I guess. Checked a couple things, but if you have, you would need to check if the baking is doing good. Haven't tried the app yet. Gotcha. Well, I'm certainly quite interested in investigating. Ooh, this is... Oh, I didn't even edit this one. Okay, so we gotta redo this part. Balls. That won't take long. It won't take long. There's a solidify on it. That would explain even more about why it's acting weird. Do you plan on releasing your avatars as Resonite packages? Yes, I will absolutely be going back and creating Resonite versions and promoting them. Yes, I would love to do that. Because I really want to start pushing Resonite. And that's the only spot where I can imagine the really cool VR stuff actually happening. You want the Ready Player One experience? It can only happen in Resonite. And I don't see it happening anywhere else. Because eventually, VR chat's just gonna get to the end of their leash because they kind of box themselves into a corner with how things are set up. Nice. If you need help, feel free to hit me up. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I definitely will probably reach out to you when I encounter some problems. But honestly, if I do start releasing some of the stuff that I'd like to do, like the asset snapping system for like D&D and like quick modular setup, I'd be happy to, if we make it a more feature complete system, I'd be happy to literally split profits with you on that one, because first of all, I think it'd be a good product, and second of all, I would like to do more collaborative work with people. So I'm not sure if that interests you, but I could do the 3D models, set up a simple system, perhaps a system you could develop a little bit further, and then we could discuss kind of how to split that. Because again, I just think that that already opens up so many possibilities that I'm quite excited for. And moving forward, since I'm doing these classes now, I think that I will probably stop doing commissions, at least for the next few months, and just focus on making assets for Resonite and VR Chat. And I'll just be classes and asset making, and that is going to be all I do, because I really want to make the asset stuff happen. I think that will open up so much. I mean, maybe I've never really done commissions. I'd like to eventually make money doing the stuff I like, but I also like helping people for free. Well, you're welcome to. And as long as you set up a Gumroad account, we can just split revenue pretty automatically. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a commission, but when things sell, a little bit of money would at least, if it's really successful, ideally it wouldn't be just a little, but and that offer goes to anyone out there if you're looking to collaborate on products. I'd love to talk to you. But I do think that if I could lean on your expertise and compensate you for that help, I will do so. I'll be regardless, but you can still decide about that when there's actually something I've helped with. Sounds good. I mean, your Lego system or brick system was definitely what I built mine off of, at least for thinking about it and trying to make it happen. Anyway, we'll talk more once I'm getting closer to that. But I'm excited because I think with the classes that I'm doing, I will really be able to pivot a lot of my free time into more asset creation, which means more time in Resonite. Find the brick system a bit and applied it to be added to Resonite Essentials, actually. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I do think it is going to be some, like, for the average non-creator in VR Chat, it will be a very essential system. But that's super cool. Bam. All right. This is looking great. I think we'll distribute this. And this. All right, that looks pretty even. Even Stevens. Oh, it's lagging. Like at a point where I try to focus my efforts on making content that's more beneficial to Resonite. I want to at some point take commission/money, but at least currently I want to help grow Resonite first. Can't make much money if Resonite doesn't get popular. Very true, very true. Well, if you want my 2 cents, and I'm gonna give it anyway because because I love ranting and I'm caffeinated, but uh, I think there are other communities that it would be worth trying to bring into Resonite. Like right now, VR appeals to people who love VR. But if Resonite as a community really started focusing on trying to appeal to the tabletop gaming community, that'd be a big one. Like people who love D&D, if they know that they could go into VR, Resonite specifically, and just make whatever they want and had super easy access to set it up, it's free, all that stuff, all the benefits of Resonite. Um, that would be a really quick way to bring people in. And then the other thing I would say is filmmaking. If you can show people that they can make animations in Resonite super quick, that would be, I think, just like looking at other demographics or communities and going, okay, we're going to try to appeal to them. Because I think the difficult part with VR is it's easy to just focus on people who like VR. But anyway, that's my rant. I'll leave it there. But that's what I'm going to be trying to do is trying specifically the D&D community, try to bring that in. General purpose platform, D&D is a really cool use case for it, but one of many. Exactly. Teaching, another great avenue. Hey, I can bring all my students in and we can literally learn how to make math objects together. Math would be so much easier to learn in Resonite. Everything's tangible, tactile. Biggest demographic I've had so far had success convincing to try to Resonite were Second Life players. Understandable. That's very understandable. Yeah, I think Linden Labs. I was just looked at a post from Linden Labs, and it was like, we're finally adding physically based rendering for landscapes. And I was like, oh my god, they're like a decade behind everything else. Resonate for Education has a lot of potential. I actually been talking to a few people about that. My brother really loves like entrepreneurial stuff, and he's like kind of keen to use VR for it. And I'm like, you have to look at Resonite, dude. Look at Resonite. Look at it. Screaming at him, slapping him. Look at it. Will Resonate become this place with toxic kids everywhere? Hey, the best part about VR is you get to just immediately mute people. You know, it's given the ban hammer. You're gone, and you're gone. All right, I did need to look at the middle here. And I think that the reality is that anything that becomes massively popular is going to have a lot of kids in it because their kids are what drives what's popular. That's just the reality of technology. It's like if kids don't pick it up and use it, then it's pretty much a dead end in terms of profits. I've been working on making math visualizations in there because it helps me learn, makes pretty examples for others to learn, and fills up my public folder. I'd be very interested in checking those out because there's still a lot of, I still want to really understand vector math a lot better. And just any math, really. Outside of educational licenses, Resonite is 16 plus. Sad but true. It's not sad. I mean, would you want, if you were that age again, would you want someone older than you telling you can't play something? I don't think so. I think it's just you. But it is annoying. There are certainly annoyances with it. Uh, but I look forward to seeing more people get excited about VR because that's just a win. That's just a straight up win in my book. Make a game out of it. You can teach kids just about anything. Absolutely. Anything. If you can make it interactive, then you've made it intuitive. All right, bacon. Bacon. But like seriously, especially for vector math, Resonite is teaching me so much more than anything else ever did. Good. That is super good to hear. That makes me excited for myself as well, because I'd love to get in there and really just play with it, get that intuition. Because I feel like there's so many things that are just on the other side of my understanding. Like, oh, I might be able to do that, especially like shaders and stuff. Vector math is pretty important for that. Pretty important. All right, we're getting a really weird edge right here. There, and it also shows up here and here. Is any of this going to show up in Unity, though, is the real question. So let's get it exported into Unity. Take a look. But in Resonite, there could be a voice recognition tool. Then whenever someone says certain trigger words, it reduces their volume. I plan on making visualizations for all common vector operations. Well, I mean, Sky, what's going to be interesting, I think this is going to happen in a lot of video games. I always think of Call of Duty is like, with the way AI systems are going, is like, not only will it be able to detect words, but also intention. So it's going to get a really clear idea if someone's trying to harass other people. And so suddenly you're going to get this, I'll call it the great filter. At some point, all video games are just going to be like anyone that's being racist or toxic or this or that they're just going to be gone. It's actually going to be a great time for being online. There's other problems with it. But I think in general, a lot of games will suddenly just feel a lot calmer. And then trolls will only be stuck with other trolls. And they, a little self-selective prison. Muting trolls before they get to say something. Exactly. Just very, very good moderation is a kind of a certainty. Very, very good auto moderation is a certainty. Because it can be intense, OMG, lol. Yeah, I mean, VR chat's certainly very guilty of that right now. I go into any lobby and it's just a cesspool. I'm planning on making visualizations for all common vector operations. It's going to be a good amount of them. Nice. If I could throw in a request there. For geometry nodes, they have a lot of vector operations and math operations that I would love to see visualized, but you get insulted for free. I'd pay for this. Now I get it for free. Okay, now we can export the clothing. What frame are we on? We're on one here, which I will go to frame 2, save their positions, and then on frame 1, Alt-G, save their positions. Okay, so now we can toggle back and forth between these positions. Good. And we can turn on the hair and the body and all this stuff. What is that? Oh, we should apply the shrink wrap. Okay. VRChat has many things, but not well moderated. That's the main reason why I enjoyed Virality. It was moderated. Yeah. When I feel my self-esteem low, I hop on VRC for the extra No, Whispered. Go on Resonite. Get the wholesome injection. Also, good morning, Whispered. Hello. And anyone else that's lurking out there, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday. I do see a lot of more moderated places popping up in VR chat, which is interesting. I think that'll probably be the main economy driver in the long term for VR chat, is not necessarily products, but like just knowing that you're going to be in a place that's people will pay for a nicer experience. Generally, moderation is the key to that. I mean, it sounds to me like most people who are really into VR chat don't actually spend very much time in public instances anyway. Might record a little tutorial later, have an idea, want to get more into stream video creation later. Oh, heck yeah. Well, good. I will be happy to retweet and share your stuff to the best of my ability. And I look forward to learning as well, seeing what you're sharing. I've been following a Probable Prime. I think there's another guy, Flux. I forget their name. Flux Proto, something like that. And just soaking up that knowledge like a sponge. Well, not always like a sponge, but no need to retweet, but appreciate it. Well, you're gonna get it either way. You best believe. VRC is definitely better when you find a community or group to hang out with. Public is such a mixed bag, 100%. It just seems, yeah. For all the reasons we just discussed, it's definitely rough. But again, it'll be interesting once moderation becomes something very easy to implement. I have a feeling there will just be servers where it's like you get to enter servers that have a certain level of moderation. Like, do you want this one or that level or this level? I have some big things in regards to tutorial I want to do, but I think just doing something small might be a good way to get into it. I like that. Make it bite-sized to begin with, scale in time. Excuse me. Sorry to yawn. I have to get a refill of my coffee soon. Keep that caffeine level as high as possible. Mm-hmm. Well, definitely fix that, but also I don't need this here. By the way, my main issue is there's so many Americans in the groups I'm in, and when they're hanging out outside of official community days, it starts at my 2 to 3 a.m. my time. Only one solution. You got to do the Namers route and just become nocturnal. By the way, I did look at an avatar booth with your name on it, but I couldn't find any at the Ferali's dealer. Well, I appreciate you looking for me, but I did not get in. I did not get in. Now that I'm kind of pivoting more towards classes and assets and just selling avatars, I think that'll be a bigger part of my brand, or would think getting into those kinds of places will be a higher priority. Because I've got a lot of things I want to make. A lot. Mucho. All right, that looks pretty good. And we do see these lines in the middle. So there is something about our baking that is a problem. Why is he metallic? Can we just keep this merged map? I would like to have this the whole time. Thank you very much. I love the metallic sheen to it. So nice. Okay. So we do need to figure out what's going on with the baking here. That should not be happening. Obviously, it is happening. So I don't think the UV map's the issue. Turn off everything. Just look at the clothing. Go back to the exploded view. We have the triangulate and the keep normals, and I don't see any sort of triangulation issues here. Hmm. We do see them at certain spots here. This low edge. What happens if I turn off keep normals? Let's try it with keep normals off. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, so cage first. Cage. Okay. And non-cage. And we have to close Blender and close Unity. Otherwise, the baking will crash. We still got that there too. Save. Bake. 128. And bake. Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll be back in a second. Oh yeah, got a bunch of seaweed. Look at that. Look at all that seaweed. I'm gonna eat it all. I was gonna say good morning earlier, but got pulled for work. Oh, thank you. Good morning to you too, Whispered. Hope your day is well. Is Resonite becoming quickly populated? I dropped in to chill out and there's like no population. I feel like Stalker right now. At the moment, Resonite is definitely a smaller community, but there are a lot of regular meetups. And I think if you get involved in the community, you'll definitely feel included. And the really fun thing about Resonite is that when you get involved, there's a lot to learn and a lot of things to do. Like in VR chat, you're pretty much just sitting in front of a mirror the whole time, which I find terribly boring. Or at least that's kind of the average experience. In Resonite, you know, you can do whatever you want. I feel like Stalker right now. Kitchen POV. Fascinating thing I saw with Resonite is the interaction of objects with avatars and the inventory system. You can touch everything in the Resonite world. The skybox, the world, everything is interactable in real time in a collaborative way. And once you experience that, you go, oh, this is what VR should be. This is actually what it should feel like. Like, it shouldn't be like a game. It should be like this. It should be like this thing right here. Darn, still getting the edge right there. It must be because of the overlapping UVs. So why don't we undo the overlapping? Yeah, let's do that. But it's super cool. If you haven't checked out Whispered, I will be spending a lot more time in it in next week and in the next few weeks. So definitely feel free to hop in. I'm hoping VRC would turn into the Second Life feel or items and inventory you can drop in a marketplace system, in-game currency economy. I think Resonite will get there quicker than VR Chat. I think it's already a lot closer with like the fundamental systems that are in place. VR Chat will, with how they've set things up, there will never be the same level of interaction that you can get out of Resonite. It just is not possible with what they're doing. All right, so we need to shrink everything a little bit. Actually, let's only select the items we're going to mirror. Let's get these situated. Yeah, if you are looking for that Second Life feel, you're in the right place. It's funny, Jack was just saying how the people that are really into Resonite seem to be people who are really into Second Life. Or the people who end up liking Resonite seem to be people from Second Life. Any conversations of SDKs or armature structure from VRC to Resonite? If you have an avatar that is built for VR chat, in terms of the skeleton and stuff, it's pretty much drag and drop. I haven't had much trouble getting things set up. With a few exceptions. There's some bugs, but generally if your skeleton was working in VR chat, the only thing you might need to do is export it as a GLTF format. So you keep everything the same, but instead of exporting an FBX, export it as a GLTF file. And it seems to, that's been my general solution for fixing anything I encounter. Any sort of FBX errors or model errors. That seems to do the trick. Need to redo toggles and Resonite with Abby's? Yes. So any sort of logic, you will have to redo because there's no animator system like there is in VR chat, which is what all the toggles are built on top of. But Resonite has the Protoflux system and all these components that you can just add in real time. So here, let me send you a little video. I was looking at the other day, which I think kind of doesn't really give you a full insight into what's going on, but just kind of this interesting overview of like what's possible. Loading. Decoy bird. Resonite. So this is a very cool creator. Their name is Decoy, and they did a fun video recently called "What's Content Creation Look Like in Resonite?" It's just a little 15-minute video, but it just kind of shows you how easy, there's still a lot to learn, but how you can just make those toggles right then and there in VR chat with your friends. So like Jack has been helping me learn a lot of Resonite, and he's literally just like looking over my shoulder, or I'm looking over his shoulder, and we're looking at the same thing, literally in VR, playing with it, moving around, and we get to make things right then and there, and it's magical. Like that's genuinely that is the coolest thing VR chat or VR in general can offer, is just the ability to like learn immediately, intuitively, and it's stuff that you want. It's literally the thing you're like, oh, I wish I could have that thing. Perfect. Now you have that thing. To be fair, though, it will be a lot at the start. There is a learning curve, and it's pretty steep. But unlike VR chat, you can get into VR and find people that would be happy to teach you. There's a lot of meetups. Anyway, I could go on, but it's cool. And I'm excited. I really just cannot wait to get back into it. I feel like I've been neglecting my my desire for Resonite stuff. Also in Resonite, avatars tend to grow with time. You can just set up simple baseline import for your avatar for a start, then it toggles props effects to it as time goes on. Exactly. It's not whenever you want to change it, you can do that right then and there. Hello, bro. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's also a big thing I've noticed different on VR chat. Whether people are like just stuck in avatars that they have. Oops. Yeah, that should be good. That's all the right stuff. Wait. Why does it still have the shirt selected? Oh, because I selected the shirt like a dummy. Like a dummy. Okay, there we go. That's the stuff I want. Just that. Didn't want to get involved in Resonite, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. No, I will be. We were hanging out in there, Sky. We were making stuff. Getting into Resonite is the perfect way to learn it. There's not really any adding of props to your avatar at all without rebooting the game. My least favorite part. Why isn't there an item system in VR chat yet? It's only been 10 years. You have so many loading dialogues, they really do. Sorry. I know that's so crunchy. ASMR eating stream. Seaweed mukbang. You know, this is perfect because I can put this on this side. When we get to mesh editing in game, I won't have to take off the headset at all anymore. I am so excited by that thought. I really feel like with Blender, because it's open source, there is a lot of potential for integrating the two. Licensing will get tricky. They can't distribute Blender with Resonite. I mean, add-on. Just some add-on. Not also open sourcing Resonite under the same license as far as I know. I did see someone just put Blender directly into Unreal Engine. I don't know how that works, though. But either way, even just having Blender on your desktop still be pretty good. Really shouldn't be lagging this hard right now. Delicious. Could be done in the future, but once we have vertex level access to the meshes, the community will already start building tools. That's true. I see. I exported the full thing. Gotcha. I exported the whole project. I'll have to delete that one. Yeah. And close Blender. Back to here. Refresh the mesh. Bake again. Let's better fix those issues. I wonder if diffusion would have helped too. All right, much better. Much, much better. Cool. Let's slap some colors in here. So first things first, the base color is just a solid white for the shirt. And then this will be our shorts. Yeah. Oh, interesting. This one still has the seam. So there's something wrong with the Speedo. And once again, rebake. Bake this, bake that. But that did prove to me that diffusion would not have helped, which is good to know. What? Why is that worse? What the? That's no good. What? Why isn't it mirroring? At all? I've been keeping Adobe Sub only for After Effects for months, and I'm not even using it. Time to dump Adobe. Dump them. Get them out of here. The animation clips can be done directly in Blender, so I feel dumb. I wouldn't feel bad about that. I've certainly wasted a lot of money on Adobe. If it's what I needed to feel like I had to start, it was worth it. I think I'll jump into Resonite and maybe work on a bit on preparing a tutorial. It was nice chatting. Absolutely, Jack. Enjoy your day. Good luck with those tutorials. We'll chat soon. Bye, Jack. Bye. Excuse me. There we go. That's what we want to see. There's a good bake. Shouldn't be considered separate islands, but whatever. That's okay. The outfit itself here is pretty straightforward. Yeah. It's a white material with some black edges here and there. But I'll make the base, it shouldn't be full white, because that will be really blown out in certain lighting situations. And the trim, black, and glossy. I don't like manually selecting it like that. Let's go back to the high poly one more time, and we'll create a separate material. And that way the assignment can be exact. Or I should say the selection can be exact. Oof. So we'll turn off the low poly, turn on the high poly. Loading. Which we do actually have a different material ID for here, which is good. That means that's ready to go. But we didn't for this one, so let's add that now. There we go. All right, this is the high poly we're exporting. Saying that to remind myself. Otherwise, I forget. All right. Now we go back to here. You guessed it. Bake the mesh maps. 128. Nothing like cold coffee after being pulled from your desk. I was looking forward to this, and now it's cold. Gotta get that. I'm just waiting for that to load in. That's awesome. So it looks like VR chat avatar creators um, are already adapting their avatars into the Resonite packages. I don't know if anyone uses the Tidum avatar, but apparently now it's now it's ready to go as a Resonite package. And the fluffy dog and the Gloopin. Good to see. Not avatars I use, but very excited to see come together. I just baked. I did not need to click that again. All right, so now that we've made these ID maps, instead of manually selecting everything, we use a color selection and actually just select it directly. Let me put this onto the normal resolution, which makes it so much cleaner. So much cleaner. Looks like we'll still need to do a little bit of cleanup on the bottom. And the top? That's surprising. Actually, we can use the tolerance to push it out to the edges, at least as far as we can go. What engine does Resonite use? I believe it's custom. Initially, it was using Unity, but no longer. Darn, we have a little bit of clipping right there. Excuse me. Also right here, what's going on? I would have expected that to be better. What can I do to improve this? What we can do is take this and move our solidify to 0, and then double the value there. So it should be at the same points on the front, but now it fills in on the back. So we shouldn't be getting any gaps there now. Any other baking issues? Bacon. Issues. Bacon. Does not appear to be. Should be the final tweak except for the cage on the hand. So we'll re-export the high poly one more time, which takes a while. Adobe all app, but not the only one I need. Plan, cancel, yay, low. Let's go, Sky. Fist bump. Boom. Boom. Yeah, Resonite does a custom engine. Just specifically designed for networked VR. What's cool about Resonite, though, this is a very kind of niche thing, but if you ever wanted to make your own VR application, technically you can license Resonite to do so. So I've seen people using it to make apparently like medical education. I'm not very familiar exactly with what they're using it for, but it's like a medical education app, or it's pretty cool though. I don't know enough to say any more than that, but I'm intrigued, to say the least. That should be good. One more bake. So like anatomy education, learn how to do certain procedure hands-on without an actual person. That's my like basic understanding of it. Just from the little I know about it. But you could do anything. So like if you wanted to use Resonite to make your own VR game, that's possible. Or you want to use it for education, also possible. So super, super cool because you just have this really solid pre-networked platform that you can adapt to your own use case. This is taking forever to load. Oh. Something broke. Did I overwrite the high poly with my cage? No, this is the cage. Cage. Boom. We'll just redo them all one more time. One more time. Seems like the whole it's fun to go through the unit Adobe's Twitter thread right now. Let's look at this while it's loading. Sharing an update. And just people, too late, I'm out. That's me. And then just all these people pissed at Adobe. Very satisfying. Oh wow, that's much longer than I thought it'd be. Okay. Save. Come on. Load and bake. I actually found an in detailed image of other software that does the same things as Adobe Suite. Oh, okay, well, you're welcome to share that. I'd like to check that out. Bum, 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 bum. All right, we're looking sharp now. Looking real sharp. Good. No crispy edges there. Canceling memberships is getting more complicated by the day. Well, they do it on purpose. There's a term for it. I forget what it's called. But basically, purposeful obfuscation. Amazon's a master at it. They want me to give up the cancel process. Yeah, they have like something where it's like just that last final click is like this tiny button at the bottom. I'll share it with Discord. That's right. That's perfect. That is perfect, Whispered. But yeah, fuck Adobe. I'm done. Too little, too late. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Actually, with the amount we're tiling, it won't matter if it's flour or not. Way too strong. Do 150, I think. And then adjust that height. It's a lot lighter. We just want like a little bit of bumpiness. Apply like a mesh. Change the roughness to less rough. And probably give it a little bit of metallic too. Just the base material should have a little bit of metallic as well. So kind of like an athletic wear. Dealio. General channel fine, absolutely. Honestly, I'll probably post it to the whole Discord server. Time to cut that Adobe cord, everyone. They almost got me, but I know how evil they are. Adobe, especially when I originally canceled, turned out that I hadn't canceled because there's one more step to go through. Yeah, which I only learned a whole year later when they charged my card again. And to remove your card from your account, you have to go through support. They won't let you do it yourself. So fucking. It's just that's what it really bugs me. It's like there is no Photoshop without the people using it, and they're doing everything in their power to just make it a terrible experience all the way around. It's like they have no one else to blame but themselves. And I'm really satisfied just seeing how many people are pissed as well. I think that is very satisfying, honestly. Honestly. There you go, done. Perfect. Thank you. Second pick is kind of low res, but you can make out what they are. It's not like they're dependent on the transport industry. Exactly. And it's like they charge ridiculous sums for what it is and how often they get updates. Like I used Painter for years, and the only update they've added has been that path tool, which is cool, but it's still not like that great. It's like an okay addition. Well, thank you for sharing that, Whispered. I appreciate that. And yeah, praying to see that Adobe stock price just plummet. Path tool is early 2000s tool. Exactly. It's like, and they don't even give you like full control over the curve. It's like this automated thing. It's like they added a feature that must have been requested so often, but they didn't even give it like the full oomph. They don't take it all the way. What enraged me is that it turns out my old version of Photoshop that I had for years before trying out CC, they locked me out of that as well when I canceled. Yeah. Wasn't even part of CC, but they fucking locked it as well. Well, time to sail to the seas. Get your peg leg and your parrot. So comments yesterday, Instamat has 12 months free subscription. The person was saying after this you need to pay. Don't know if it's real or not. As I understand it, there's a revenue cap. Here, let's take a little look because I would like to know right now because I'll be switching to it tomorrow. Even if I have to pay, as long as it's a one-time fee, I'll do it. Pricing. But if we go to pricing here, well, it's only $10 a month. So that's pretty cheap. But of course, they do have the Pioneer license as well, which is the free version. Free with commercial use rights. So that's pretty fucking cool. Obviously, it doesn't have all the features, but it has almost all of them. It's also perpetual. That's very cool. Business license. Anyway, I do think it's really good stuff. And I don't see any sort of time frame here for the Pioneer license. Without any features cut or limited. But perhaps they've hidden it somewhere else. If that's the case. Now I've got Photoshop, CSP, Affinity Suite, Krita, and I've got Procreate. I'm spoiled for choice with 2D drawing programs. It's true. There are a lot of choices out there now. And Smith's, yeah. So hopefully that's kind of what I would think that means. That we'd be good. But I suppose you never really know. The thing we need to do is whatever companies get popular after the downfall of Photoshop and Adobe, that they don't. We just need to ensure that they don't become Adobe again. That does not look like fabric. I want a fabric texture. Actually, there is a cotton material, so we'll just grab that here. Cotton. It's too bright. I thought this came with some height. That would have been nice. Ah, I see. It's not being applied to anything. Go. Now we'll go to height again. And I think we'll just turn it down. Right about there. And then, of course, get rid of the color. Cool. Now we have a nice cotton material for all these other spots. So the trim for the height will need to be set to replace, so it doesn't show up there. Same with the metallic or the roughness. Why am I still seeing a little bit of noise there? We have height, roughness. Oh, should be the normal map. That's what it is. What? But it's definitely this. It's doing it, or the cotton shirt. No. All right, let's turn it off there. I just need the height. Just the height, please. Also, this is still baking badly. What the heck? Oh, I see. It's because these overlap. Versus car size. Okay, that should work. Export the cage again. Refresh the mesh. Set it to 128. Mode, bake. It takes a little while. All right, what just happened? Ah, I guess I gotta close Chrome. Close Chrome, close Blender, back to Painter. It'd be interesting to see if Instamat has the same crashing issues. Good stuff. Good stuff. Glasses don't really even need anything. This pin, I'm gonna leave it for now, but we'll need to move it out and rebake it. Oh. The bandana. Cool. And then we'll set this to multiply. Give it a fill. Noise. Blue noise. Tiny bit of bump. and a little less color. Then I think we'll blur it. Nice soft fabric look. Lovely. I think we'll also drop in. This will be the noise. This one will be the AO color. Set this one to overlay. Drop in that generator for the ambient occlusion. Invert it. Make it darker. And then adjust that balance to get the inside nice and dark. Blur it a little too. And then just turn this down. It's way strong. Like right there. Nice variation. Make it pop. All right. Now I'd like to see this in Unity. Get a feel for how the character's coming together. Loading, loading, loading. Oh, I'm sleepy. Still waiting on this to load.
Does anyone else have parents who are like
Sign up now.
All right. All right. See you. There we go. All right, with the textures applied. Interesting. This looks quite interesting. Let's first make sure the reflections in specular are correct. Oh, so much loading. The shirt looks way too bumpy. And I think too glossy. Let's turn off the blend alpha. This one. Let me turn it up here, taking out some of that saturation. Yeah, I'm gonna reset this one. Let's get rid of it completely. I'm gonna turn off the body for now. We will have to adjust it so there's no clipping here. Part of that is this Speedo. So yeah, everything will need to be just a little bit bigger. Make sure we're avoiding any clipping. Just need to fix this. Oh, did I export it displaced? I must have. There's no way. That normally. Let's just make sure. Copy to selected. Yeah. There we go. Much better. I think both heat came out. I think those look good. And we'll be able to get rid of all the little clipping once we make a UV discard. This seems oddly shiny. Is it metallic? Why does it seem so shiny? Let's give it some metallic just so it has a base of 0 there. Okay. And I'm going to export again, see if that fixes it. Must be because here the room lighting is set to mix base color, which we want a little bit of, but to me it's kind of purple rather than pink. I like that actually. Setting it to add. That will keep it at multiply. If I want another rim light, I can just add this one back. I feel like I kind of do. I think I like that. All right. So let's do the final chunk of mesh to bake. Our harness and piercings here. One thing we're missing is the low poly collar. Never really finished the high poly one either. Or the reference image. Here's the collar. Okay. So collar does not look like this. All right. Then turn off the mirror because we're about to break the mirror. So we'll take this edge, duplicate it. This. Bridge these. Merged. Okay, so this is kind of the band part of it. And then this interior segment is what will actually wrap around the buckle. The buckle here should actually have a segment like this. Going to fill them, set them to normal. Let's see. Let's use loop tools, flatten them, circle them. So close. Let's make a cylinder. All right. So now with these two, we can move them back. Ah. Right around here. And of course, the tag out like that. And the loop. Woo! Excuse me. What's that? All right, and then we can add a solidify. They bevel. Scooch this in a little. Too big. We don't need it to be. Just want it to be pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Okay, so that's actually an unwrap now. Next, what we need to do is take our reference image, look a little bit closer at this color, and we need to make little divots in it. Should see that. What? Is it over there? Oh, because I gotcha. So instead of doing an Alt D to duplicate, we'll do Shift D to object, set origin to geometry. And we can do Okay. Something like that. And then what we also need to do is set this to boundary loop. Make a group called edge. And give it a geonodes in order to lump it. Could see some sort of placement, unless I misspelled. What it's looking for is looking for named attribute edge. I will make sure. Should work. In fact, I should see it on all of these. I see it here on this one. It is not here anymore. There we go. A little bit of that. And same thing here. Give it to me. It's the same one, right? Actually, we'll just copy it directly. Because there's no middle. But we do need the cut in the middle, but that didn't change anything. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back. What if the kitchen said hi back? How terrifying would that be? Ah, the weight. That's so frustrating. Do you ever change? Do you ever assign vertex group weight manually? It never. It will retain that value there. I'm not used to that. There we go. Got it. Harness. Yeah. I didn't, so started talking to the couch. Reminds me of what was that scary movie, Lucky Toaster or whatever? Really fucked up kids animation movie. Brave Little Toaster, that's it. Oh my god. Please close. So these three objects need to be duplicated and sent to the low poly harness. High poly harness, high poly harness we can close. Low poly we can open. And we can begin to get rid of the edits we've made. Want something like right here. We will mesh that. And this one can be deleted. So we're going to redo it here. A little tricky though. If that's the case, then I don't actually need this one. Need to adapt this one. And get a displace. And a triangulate copy to it. Okay. All right, so that looks good. And then this guy. A lot of extra topology. There we go. That's the collar. All right. And everything's at 0. And the only chunk of geometry missing is the collar. Or a UV map. Chunk of UV map. UV map chunk. could rotate these. That looks a little bit better. These are still quite loose. All right, I think that should be good. So that's the harness. Which also needs the displace and the triangulate. Almost looks like a top-down level of a map. All right. I think we're good. Just turn off the low poly one more time. Turn on the high poly. Make sure everything is single user set to 0. Because we're going to need to pull a lot of this apart in order to prevent odd baking. We'll have one version that's split apart and another version that's squished together. This time we'll be a little bit more organized with how we set those folders up. Okay, so first one's first. Here's the high poly. Yes, we'll do all together. Up into clothing. This should be Renoir harness. And inside here, we'll make another folder for Renoir harness. Default. Or just Renoir. No, we'll make the flip there. And we'll just save it. Renoir. Harness. High poly. So it's made to be 2. For tomorrow's class, what time does it start? We get on Discord. Do I need to plug my mic in? Actually, so I would check your email, and I'm going to message everyone today just to confirm. But the schedule is 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. Oh, I wrote 6:30. I should have written 6 p.m. But 6 p.m. is when it starts Central. So right now it's almost 11 for me. So if that gives you a point of reference, time-wise. And we'll be meeting in the Google Classroom. So it won't be on Discord. Let me go ahead and just go in here, students. Oh no, yeah, I already posted that. And students, please double check that you have been added to the Google Classroom. No, all streaming materials and assignments will be done. Google Classroom. 7 p.m. for me. Gotcha. Hopefully it's not too late. Do I need to plug my mic in? No. It'll just be kind of like this, really. If you want to ask questions, you're welcome to, and you can do that with a mic or without. Actually, if that's the harness, just to go to sleep at 3:30 a.m. So not too late. Gotcha. Oh, funny. I mean to put it there, but that's okay. That worked out perfectly. Lit. Gotcha. And that includes the band-aids now. Good. And then we turn off that one. Go to the low poly harness. Export, and this one is the flip. Low poly. Then we can turn on displays for all of these, and this will be the flip page. All right. Now we can turn on both of them. And we can start moving all these pieces around. This will be interesting with all the tiny little piercings we have in here. Piercings, but these little chunkaroons. Oh my God, that's not what I'm selecting. You know what, let's just do the clip one first. I want to see what that looks like. Close Unity and Blender. Never mind. Open Blender again. Oh, I'm so hungry. I can feel it. The hunger. Ugh. Piercings are in a different spot. All right, let's give this a shot. Bam, use cage. And the high poly. There, bada boom. See some weird banding there. That actually looks pretty fucking cool. We're getting some squished in there. Overall, though, this is looking pretty strong. Look in there. We're missing the pointed parts on almost all of these. Oh no, they're all inside out. Gotcha. All inside out, so that'd be an easy fix. And we do see some triangulation here. We have to make sure our triangles are before and that our buckles align nicer. Okay, so and triangulate up top. Only matters for any object that is mirrored. And then select everything, hit Shift N. Specifically for these ones. Just kind of hidden in there, aren't they? It seems like it's going the right way. Yeah. Actually, no, the triangulate should happen first. No, the band-aids are all separate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This one, triangulate should happen first. Ooh. Has to happen after the bevel, just before the mirror. That's the important part. Keep reminding myself that. Okay, now these ones are really kind of in the incorrect spot. So we turn on the main harness. First, let's take these ones, pop them off. Make sure displace is turned off on everything. Just moving that. And what we need to do is just move it forward, I guess. We make them a little bit bigger. Something like that. What else? The triangulation will fix those. These ones as well. And the triangulate up there. Oh, this one doesn't even have it. That's no good. Okay, no, it does. What did I click on then? I clicked on the high poly. Turn off the high poly. All right, good stuff. Okay, this should be good. Let's try this one more time. Okay, gauge, and then the high poly. Save. Mode, bake. Let's close Blender. And Chrome. Who is Max Fosh? Hello, Cringy Cube. Welcome. I do not know who that is. Buckles are still missing. Popular YouTuber. I don't think that's me then. But welcome, welcome. We're working on making some 3D models today. Okay, that all looks really good right there. Still a little broken right there. Something's a little odd. Spot. Strange. That's messed up there too. Oh, so many little things. Little teeny tiny things to add. Buckles look good there. These are still inside out. Oh, of course, the high poly's inside out. Yeah. Fix the low poly. I need to get the high poly. Interesting. The harness here is fixed. It's a little bit low, but it looks correct. Harness here is not. That's both harnesses. That'll be a little tricky. With proportional editing, maybe pretty quick though. All right, so let's go back. Blender again. Ooh. Turn off. This is the high poly one here. Should be baking proper. Now, these ones here. So at least both of them are incorrect. Kind of an odd silver lining, but it is. I see that. I think we'll separate each strap by itself. So we're just going to work on these ones. Maybe. Ah, my selection was bad. Hello, Daria. Hi, welcome. Want to know if the class is already filled? I just found out about it today. No, it is not filled. And if you are interested, you're welcome to fill out that form. And I'll send you an invoice later today, and we can get you signed up. Appreciate you asking. But just in case the time frame doesn't work, there will be more. I'm hoping to basically be doing this class at least once a month, one class a month for the intro, and then we'll also be doing an advanced class as well. So should be a lot of opportunities. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for your interest. Um, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If not, if you run into any trouble, just message me on Discord. Um, for the quickest way to get a hold of me. It was lagging, wagging. This one even fit over this one. They look a little off there. Okay, perfect. So then this is the high poly again. And this is the low poly. Or yeah, low poly, standard, and then here's the page. So, all right, let's see how this does. Actually, sorry, before I do that again, these fit. I guess they do fit over. Oh no, they don't. Oh, this is very different, actually. Probably the other one too. No, this one's fine. It's just this guy right here. Let's delete him. Then we'll go to the high poly on this side. Duplicate 0.6 instead. One, flip it to the other side. That's not what I wanted. And then flip the normals. Okay, and that should be much closer. Okay, good. That means I need to re-export the high poly one more time, and then I think we're good. Go. Go. Close Blender. Go to baking again. Things are not quite fitting. Yeah. And make sure everything's fitting properly. Oh. Some of the buttons are too. Yeah, these ones are clipping quite a bit. So it's not. Why is that so bad? Why is that a real bad? Did not like that. Something's really wrong here. Does not look normal at all. This one's not doing it. Only this one is. It should just straight up not be going that direction. So it's gotta be the bevel that's doing it. Something about the bevel's off. Is that right? Okay. Okay. That wasn't going crazy. Man, that should be fitting. That's fine if it's poking through there, because that's just the cage poking through the cage, which is totally fine. That's too strong. Too strong. Too strong. Something I relate to in my daily life. Just too fucking strong. All right. Okay, that should be much better now. So let's export this. This is the cage. I only think we need to export the cage right now. I just overwrote the wrong thing. That's okay. Be a quick fix. Save. Close Blender. Make again. All right, that is looking sharp. Close Blender, Heresy. Hello, Snarden. Welcome. Welcome. This guy's garbled right there. Looks like we're missing some low poly details there. Some clipping here. Almost there. Good enough that I'm going to start adding some color. Hello, Snardom. How's your day going? Does look good though. Definitely much closer now. These are weird. They should have high poly counterparts, but looks like they did not bake them. Maybe the normals are flipped for those as well. Yeah, all of the smaller piercings are missing. I always thought taking exams was the hard part. I was wrong. The other side has much more to do. Bit of wear and tear on there. All right, let's see what that does. Let's go ahead and export these textures into Unity. Oh, sleepy today. Chugged the coffee too quickly. Anyone tried playing with Instamat already, by the way? I only downloaded it, so I have not tested anything so far. I think I believe Sky was saying that they downloaded it as well. Not sure what they that was downloaded. I've watched a single tutorial. Gotcha. I'm just going to update this template. And what I'd like to do is adjust the name so it just says texture set instead of mesh and texture set, just texture set. Yeah, moving forward, it will be only Instamat now. I don't know if you saw my tweet, Snardom, but I just canceled all my Adobe subscriptions. I'm in the same spot, only download it. Need to find in the right headspace to dive into new software. Well, I'll be gladly leading the charge come next Monday. I like to finish my fish, then I'll get to learn stuff. No, only learning. Oh, that one's still got an underscore in front for some reason. That's okay. all in together, it's going to be exciting. It will be. It will be. It'll be worth it. It'll be a nice. It'll actually be really nice to like have a group getting into it at the same time. Wallet vote, best vote. Yes, yes, it is. But I'm done with Adobe. No more. No more. Nice. I have the eyes right there. Okay, I guess they weren't selected. All right. Then the clothing. We just want to reset our combined map. Merge it. And then remind it you are looking at this map. Okay, then let's make. We have the harness. Now we need to make the harness material. And bam. Boom. Boom. Oh, of course. Boom. 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 And boom. Move this. Italic. Hey yo. Or merge. Make the merge material or merge texture. And then we'll actually just drop it in there because I think it loses the connection when I duplicate a material. Yeah. And then we drop the harness in here. Apply. Boom. All right. Once we get the flipping fixed, I think that's going to look pretty freaking awesome. This came out really well. I was worried about the harness, but it looks really good. And let's give it some higher quality compression. Always important, especially for normal maps. This is really garbled right there, whatever's going on. But nice. It's coming together. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Still more to clean up with the baking. But now we can go in and check in on it, make sure it's doing well. Looking good. Thank you. Drink water. How about coffee? Hey there, Shatter. Welcome. Gonna head off. Think I need a little nap before sorting some food. Have a nice rest of your day. All sounds good, Arthur. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your food. And enjoy your nap. I'll probably be taking a little nap today, too. Coffee is acceptable. Hello, FNAF. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're working on our dude still. Getting the harness stuff done. Very close to finish now. Very close. Oh, we totally are missing the piercings. Where are those? In the high poly. Are they with the body? So I got like 4-ish weeks till I'm moving. Big excited. Also questioning how I have so much stuff. I always feel obligated to get rid of stuff. Like, time to throw stuff away. Yeah, we are missing a spot there. So duplicate, flip, yes, and then flip the normals. Anything else we're missing on the character? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, this is breaking right there. Why? Why? That's the high poly. Not breaking on the high poly here. Let's go ahead and export this. Harness clip, high poly, 2, boom. He's meant to be like a dragon, just asking because of the horns. He's more like a demon character. Imp. I think it's time to plug the closet parts from half-finished projects. Looks fine here. Ah, but the triangulate is after the mirror. It cannot be that way. It cannot. It has to be before the mirror. For all of these. Okay, that should be good. All right. This is the cage. And this is not the cage. Go back to here, refresh the mesh, close Blender, close Discord 2, and once again, bake. Bake. Oh yeah. A little bit of schmutz there. That's still kind of intersecting. Oh, just like slowly nailing in the final details. Something's wrong with this circle here. One piece at a time. But these look good. Make a new collection called piercings. Grab these. It'll be pure black, super shiny, and metallic. The reference. Save. Okay. So close. So close. Okay. So here's the main issue we want to rectify. Take these. And all we really need to do is just kind of scooch it over a little. Get a little bit further out. Good. Yeah. Slowly getting there. Man, baking is an endeavor. Now, we're not really just baking right now. We're also still tweaking the model. Which, certainly hard mode. Oh, right. These buckles here. That's the high poly. These are not getting mirrored, so we actually would want to it means they're overlapping. What we'll want to do is apply the mirror, both of them. And move these out, take everything, and find a good spot for these. Looks like we've got a lot. Okay. And just one last more review. I think that should be it. I think that is all the stuff. Okay. Harness. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Fresh. Save. This might crash. Nope. Good. Okay. And now looking here, turn on all the low poly items once again. The X. one final thing. For the clothing, we need to re-export the cage because I broke that. So I'll take these. Actually, turn on the more clothing. We're on frame 2. These two need to be the same exact spot. Good. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Now they both move. No, they don't. Oh, what a pain. Okay. Bum. Come on. Come on, Blender. Come on. So slow. Should not have a keyframe anymore. Okay. That should be enough space, just in case a little bit further. Alrighty. So now the high poly for the clothing. High poly for the clothing. Export. This one will take a little bit. Very dense when it comes to geometry. All right, that's good. Now the low poly, just in case, make sure. Save. Anything missing? That's okay. Refresh this. Because this should be the last big. This one. So much loading. Hurry. Okay, while that's loading, I need to look at the harness high poly. Because right here, we're missing these dots. And that's all we really needed to do. Go ahead and re-export the Harness high poly. And we'll come back to that. That should be the last tweak there as well. And let's see if Painter actually loaded. Save. Save. Close Blender. Oh no! Crashed. I've only just discovered the Ivy add-on in Blender. Default included with Blender. This thing is potential. Is that a Geometry Nodes thing? Appreciate watching your stream in the morning. It's now part of my routine to start my day in a good way. Thank you, Sam. Absolutely, Sky. I appreciate you saying that. It definitely, the stream helps me make my day a good day too. Because keeps me focused, keeps me motivated. Curve-based Ivy generation. You put it on a mesh. So it crawls along your mesh and has easy plane-based leaves on those curves. Oh, I think I've seen that one before. Crossed my mind that streaming could be a good incentive to work more and be more focused. That's my brain hack, my ADD brain hack. I worked for years alone in a room, and I've never been more productive than streaming. Yeah, definitely. I can recommend it. Randomly saw someone use it and noticed it was default Blender, so I just had to try it. Well, good. Get that Ivy going. Not gonna lie, it's a big struggle to stay focused. You know, even if I didn't like chatting or being on camera, I would still stream just my desktop. And if I didn't want to stream on Twitch, I'd probably still do like a Discord channel or something somewhere. Because there's a lot of degrees of comfort you can give yourself with doing that, but having just that in the back of your mind, oh, someone else might be watching, really, I don't know, there's something about it that just immediately gets me going, and I'm like, okay, I gotta work. I always hope if I stream that people come by and chat to point out how much I suck at normals and unleash a bunch of vector math in chat. I mean, that would be like kind of the best case scenario. It's like tutors that come by and tell you what's going wrong. Okay, let's take one more look in Unity, and then I'll probably call this stream there for this morning session, and then we'll go on lunch and come back and pretty much there'll be a lot more fine tuning for the textures, but we're reaching a very good spot. I mean, all I have to do on the internet is make a vid / stream where I show things the wrong way. The internet will provide plenty of experts to correct me. Here. Right, because I'm on frame 2. I'm on frame 1, everything's good. Open up Unity. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Gotta keep yawning. Ooh. Ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-da. Loading, loading, loading. A little streamy def seems to have a lot of upside. Experts' advice being part of it. Yeah, it definitely keeps me in tune with like what's going on. Like, oh, like this is happening in the industry, or that's happening. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm getting expert advice. All right. Okay, I'm gonna take some screenshots and we're calling it for the morning session. All right, everyone. Thank you all for hanging out with me this fine Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday for a second, but it's Tuesday. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope everyone's having a great start to their day. I'll be back soon. For anyone new here, I'm just taking a break. I'll be back in about 2 hours, and we'll get going again. Continue to work on this character. A lot more refining to do, but we're kind of entering that home stretch, starting to get things into Unity, get things animated, moving, etc., etc. It's going to be a blast. Going to have a lot of fun. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sky. Have a good one. Catch you later. Sounds good, everyone. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day if I don't catch you. But if you do come by, again, we'll just be working on this guy. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your lunch. Bye.